What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my guy Spin More Racks.
What up, though?
Yo, Chris, JB Smooth's gone, so we got Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Detroit Mario, in the building.
Let's go.
If you missed it, Detroit Lions just signed. Did he ever make a Pro Bowl? Bruce Irvin?
No.
I'm not sure, but they signed former Super Bowl champion Bruce Irvin. Starting off the practice squad. I am excited about that. I saw someone in the Woodward Sports chat. They said this up. Excuse me. Pretty gassy. Goddamn. It's a pretty low bar for extremely low bar for Easy to be happy about that, brother. They need to do something, and it's past the trade deadline. I'm happy they did something. You want me to be happy with doing nothing? I mean, you guys probably saying that shit were probably just as upset about the defense yesterday. Or I'm sorry, on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely needed to address the pass rush. That's what we wanted them to do in
all season,
in free agency and
in
before
the
the trade deadline, and everybody was yelling at us because we got mad when they didn't do it. And now they bring in Bruce Irvin, who, like I said, I don't think he's going to be a very impactful player for this team this year, but it's something.
I had a question I wanted to pose to you guys real quick before we get off this Bruce Irvin thing. Obviously, we bring him in because we do need help on that other end spot. I wasn't here yesterday. What was your guys' answer for that other end spot? Is it bringing more pressures from different looks, or is it a certain player stepping up?
I mean, I think you could answer it with either or. You know, see, either or would help you, but I think with the lack of like sack production you're talking about, I think it's definitely like people having to beat those one-on-one matchups, especially like I'm not attacking any individual. I think it's just them as a unit because nobody's done it really. Unless they're playing against like these garbage teams, but against the premier teams, the Ravens, 0 sacks. Yesterday, I know the Chargers aren't really a premier team, but like they're a respectable team. One that you were definitely like you knew was going to be a good game going into it. Another team, 0 sacks. So I think guys need to step up and win those individual matchups, and they weren't. So they went. They got a gun for hire, and it's Bruce Irvin. Now, again, he's not a freaking Desert Eagle newest edition, locked and loaded, ready to go, but they're at least addressing it. You know what I'm saying? That they know it's an obvious issue. And I think this also answers to the people who doubted AG in the scheme from this past Sunday. The fact they made this move tells you everything we told you yesterday. Everything that Dan Campbell told you in the press conference yesterday, too. I mean, I don't want to abuse Aiden too much, too. I've been the one kind of like protecting him from a lot of the criticism. But, like, I mean, bro, he is the one and only guy these defenses were focused on because everyone else was able to win their one-on-one matchups. I don't think he's a Max Crosby, at least not yet. So I didn't expect the Max Crosby production when the defensive line was playing like that. But I like it. I'm not obviously in love with it, and like Booner telling you the path to the Super Bowl is there now. But
yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
But I was more so like siding with the execution of the defense versus like the schematics because like if I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, I'm blessed to have relationships with Scott Bischoff or Glover Quinn or Darius Slay where I can shoot them a text and be like, hey, like, what the fuck's going on with this defense? Does AG suck or like these guys, the other players sucking right now? And through sources, these players, they're sucking. And as Dan Campbell said yesterday, the pass rush and the coverage they weren't marrying. And they weren't mirroring each other's like efforts. And there's the lack of communication, he said too, once it went hurry up offense.
Yeah, again, I don't want Lions fans to get too geeked up about this.
Get geeked up, baby.
They
did this because I want to make a run, baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
Again, I don't see him as this piece that is going to tip the scales and make the Lions an elite pass rushing team or anything like that.
Tipping more than it was before.
Yeah, it's better than fucking nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
But like
a little Salt Bay action.
It's not something that I'm going to get a very big head about.
Hard on.
Yeah, I'm not going to get hard about this.
I'm happy. Nick, are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. It's something. I mean, obviously it's not much. He's 36 and he's never had more than 8.5 sacks or 8.5 sacks in his career. But obviously, like I hit on earlier, he has the playoff experience. I think that's going to be big when you get to games at Ford Field in the divisional round, or when you have to travel to a place like San Fran, say, or Philly. So it definitely can't hurt having that experience. But on the pressure side of things, I just want to see them continue to blitz Anzalone, maybe bring Brian Branch down.
He's been great.
Blitz a Kirby. Like, I got to see some more blitz looks because when they have all day back there, they're just going to pick you apart, and we saw that against the Chargers.
Yeah, I agree. I like our secondary like as a respectable one, but I don't think they're one that's going to be able to hold, especially against a fucking Justin Herbert who just has throwing lasers out there.
Yeah, new money in the Woodward Sports Chat says, easy Spenmo, don't do it. I fucks with y'all, man. Leave it alone. Mofo 36. It's like I said, I'm not jumping through hoops over this signing, man. It's I don't think he's going to be an impact player.
They addressed something that needed to be addressed. That's why I'm like happy. And again, in a sample size similar to what Aiden's played this year, he's only a sack off of what Aiden's doing this year. And Aiden's your blue chip guy, your number 2 overall pick. I'm just happy that the situation's been addressed. That's all. You know, let me be happy. But I'm with you, New Money. It's not like anything. It's like it's not a clear path to Super Bowl by any means. But you got to be happy they're addressing something that need to be addressed for damn
Bruce
sure.
the missing piece, says D from the 313.
By the way, this kind of spins like another topic we were going to talk about at some point today, and it is like the defense, because I was looking at some like previous Super Bowl champions, Spinny, and they're not all like these defensive stalwarts. They're not all like these stud defensive teams. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering, like, can the Lions offense, is it good enough to carry them to a Super Bowl? Can it be?
See, man, I mean, they might not be defensive stalwarts, but they were able to sack the quarterback. Like, that is the most important thing on defense, other than forcing turnovers, is sacking the quarterback.
And that's where I'm at, too. You said exactly what I was going to get to, is like, yes, it's nice to have on paper and like have like reliability when you look at your team. And you're like, okay, we're top 10 here, going up against this team who was like 13th in rushing and 15th in passing, because then you feel more comfortable saying like we got the edge right there. But I think more than anything, what you just said and what we've been saying, the turnover is key. That's what helps you win games more than anything else, is that turnover. Mm-hmm. As we said yesterday, or we said all season, I apologize, last year, every single win the Detroit Lions had last year, a turnover was involved in that game. Shit, it might be the same situation this year. I ain't even gone back and looked. They had one against the Chargers. But turnovers, you're literally just net positive yourself, taking points away from them, giving yourself an opportunity and better field advantage too, depending on like where the turnover happens. It's just, you need to be opportunistic more than you need to be like great, I should say. And I feel that way. I'm looking at the past, like what, last year, you look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They ranked 16th in total defense. Mm-hmm. Not top 10, not bad, not shabby. The following year before them, the Rams. Surprisingly, no.
Yeah, but like,
top 10.
What did the Chiefs? Who did the Chiefs have last year? That was the important parts of their defense. Chris Jones. Frank Clark. Mm-hmm. Who did the Rams have? That was important parts of their defense. Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Like you got to be able
to elite guys.
You got to be able to get to the quarterback. If you're not going to be a great defense that locks people down, you got to at least be able to get to the quarterback.
Sacks and turnovers are key. But again, what'd they grab today? What'd they grab today?
Bruce Irvin is not this.
What does he play?
He plays edge.
Okay. They're tuning up for playoffs, man. The automatic start is ready.
Who would you rather see out there?
The seat warmer's
right
on.
Now.
You can hop in.
Who would you rather see out there at edge right now? Bruce Irvin or Josh Pascal?
I feel like Josh Pascal plays more of the interior. So I'll go Bruce.
Bruce Irvin or Julian Okwara?
Julian Okwara.
Bruce Irvin or Romeo Okwara?
Toss up Romeo. I mean, to be fair,
so that's what I'm saying. If he's a toss up with Romeo Okwara, who's got like what, 1 sack on the season so far.
But we needed somebody though. I don't understand why you're like, did it not need to be addressed?
It did. But like this is not something that I'm like.
It's a possibility of being
he's changing the defense. Look out! Like I'm not getting.
Is it better than nothing?
Kind of, a little bit.
It is. It's not a little bit. It's a yes or no answer. The answer is yes.
Barely.
And to be honest with you, I don't get the. I know who Bruce Irvin is. I watched him win a Super Bowl with Seattle. I knew he played with Oakland for a bit, and I think they made the playoffs too when he was there in Oakland. Mm-hmm. I know who he is. Maybe he is nicer. I'm not watching him week to week like I am Julian.
Bro.
That's okay. That's all right.
He's gonna be coming off the edge with a walker to get to the quarterback.
Hey, Eric Weddle hit the field in a walker and helped the Rams win a Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah, but that Rams defense had a lot of other pieces.
Dominican Sue old as shit too. The Philadelphia Eagles said, "Fuck it, we could use an extra body." Like it's not. I don't know. Understand like the dragging your feet about it. I'm pumped. I'm pumped that they addressed it.
I think Eric Weddle and Dominican Sue are different caliber of players than Bruce Irvin.
That's fair. They're still fucking out there on the walkers.
but they were
and
Pro
also,
Bowlers.
What other like edge defenders out there that you're like looking at like, oh, well, let's go grab him. Maybe he'll help us this year. I mean, there was a name I saw in the Woodward Sports chat. Somebody mentioned Jason Pierre-Paul. That's that caliber of.
I think he might have signed with somebody. Let me double check that.
No, he's free agent right now. He's with Baltimore last year. 3 sacks with Baltimore too.
Good old three-finger Jason Pierre-Paul coming out the edge like. Argh.
I mean, shit, he had a Pro Bowl as recently as 2020. That actually might have been the guy you'd want to see out there for damn sure.
Yeah.
But, no, man, I like the fact that it's been addressed and it's. I'm hopeful about it. And again, like you get credit to Julian, apparent to Romeo. I see those guys every single week. I see a majority of those snaps. I really only seen Bruce Irvin in those like prime time slots. And again, he's a name you know for a reason.
Not worried. Said James Harrison was old too. Good players are just okay. Like
James
the names you guys are naming,
that's fair,
are better caliber players than Bruce Irvin was when they were in the like. James Harrison is probably going to be a Hall of Famer. Like Ndamukong Suh, borderline Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Eric Weddle, multiple-time Pro Bowler. Jason Pierre-Paul, multiple-time Pro Bowler. Like,
yeah.
APP signed with the Saints.
Oh, he's with the Saints?
Yes, sir.
Just have you registered stats with him. He must be on the bench.
Jason Pierre-Paul to practice squad via ESPN.
Yeah. Damn, so they fucking beat.
David Baxter says, just don't hit the QB above or below the waist with the wheelchair and we good.
I'm gonna take a breather. I didn't know Jason Pierre-Paul was somebody grabbed him before. It was kind of pissing me off a little bit.